again, I'm just going to hit on some points, and we're going to go right into the hormonal toxicity, weight loss, how it all goes in. So I'm building that information up for you right now. So right now, as the growth continues at pace by 2032, autism is going to be a pretty big deal. Right? And we're seeing it as a bigger and bigger deal. We don't know why. You just talked about some things that Let's go to the next one. Diabetes, epidemic or plague. 1 in 3 children are going to have it. After the year 2000, we'll have diabetes for their lifetime. It's crazy, right? So it doesn't have to be. How about this? 75% of American adults over the age of 40 have been diagnosed with at least one chronic disease. Is that crazy? I mean, what's the definition of insanity? Do the same thing over and over and expect a different result, right? So that's exactly what it is. So what's the cause? Got it. Toxins. What's poisoning us today comes from what we put in our bodies, what we inherited in our bodies. You're going to see comes from all over the place. You see that. And how many? Someone just said I did a detox earlier and all this other stuff, right? So has anybody done a detox where that's not working? I'll come back to that. You know what I'll do, Mary? I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm not going to. Anybody done like a detox, right? You got online, did something, ordered something, did that? Anything like that ever? No.
I'm getting ready to.
I'm really surprised. Right? I call those, lack of a better term, poopers. Right? You're going, I'm detoxing, I'm running to the bathroom, everything's cool. Oh, I must be getting healthy. How about juicing or whatever that is, right? You're doing the stuff because you think you're going to get healthy. And that's not a real detox. Okay, we're going to talk about real detox here because this stuff is so ingrained and so deep in the body that, again, like you said, you've never heard of it. Environmental Working Group, you guys heard of them? Great site. Get on there if you guys are into all what's going on there. Examine the cord blood of newborns found. They began life as they were born exposed to 287 out of 413 toxic chemicals in the study. Right? On average, 200 toxins were found per baby born into this world with toxins. Do they have a chance? 180 chemicals found are known to cause cancer. Everybody goes, wow, why are these kids getting cancer? What's going on? What's the deal? Cancer rates have gone up since 1950, 67.1%. Oops, that's okay. You guys are at the bottom of it, right? You get my point? Okay. So, one person, less than every minute, dies of cancer. Right? Number 1, killer, heart disease, right? Number 2, cancer. I don't want to go into number 3 and 4 right now because it's sad. But look them up. So this is an issue that is again, epidemic, pandemic. So the why is toxin. Let's go. Okay. I believe there's 3 main toxins affecting 4 generations. I said you inherited it. That's why I said that. Okay. You're going to see what that is. The lead generation. Our parents gave us, we grew up in lead generation. I'm old enough. Okay. Some of you are old enough. Maybe all of you. Okay. In fact, it goes 4 generations. Lead is inherited in utero from mom to baby. It turns bad genes on, associated with many diseases, even obesity for 4 generations. So you guys are talking to me about this. Hey, what's going on? I'm starting to gain weight. Yeah, that's the deal. Right? So this is why. Your bones hold your lead. New study published in the Journal of Environmental Health found that women between 65 and 85 with high levels of lead were 60% more likely to die during this study. It causes death, right? Their bones release that stored lead, leading to heart disease, high blood pressure, strokes, weight gain. Okay? So when you have lead, it's a big problem. It's a heavier metal than mercury and all these other things that you can see here. There's no, okay. So, no, I apologize. Well, I had it set up, this system, I get to see what's next, so I have an idea of where I want to go before I get there. Now I'm just like, hey, okay, let's do that one. So, but it's fine with me. So here's a test of a mom's test here. This woman started to deal with kind of like chronic fatigue, foggy thinking, thought it was thyroid, and her mom had breast cancer. And she went to the doctor, beat breast cancer, woo, you know, she did a thing. You're cancer free, right? So, but the question is did she have her estrogen checked, right? Some of you guys said, I checked the hormones. I don't know if they did the right tests or whatever, but did they check all of them in those tests? One of the gals, my office manager, works for one of the premier OBGYNs out of Scottsdale, right? Women's health, you know, really into all this stuff. And when she came to work for me, there's an orientation. This is what we do. This is how it works if you're working for me. And I said, there's a couple different types of estrogen. She goes, what do you mean there's different types of estrogen? I looked at her and I said, wait a second. You're telling me you were going over all the lab tests for all these women for the last 10 years, and you don't know there's different types of estrogen? You're kidding me, right? She goes, no. And I went, so this mom's mom, right, my friend's mother-in-law, beats cancer. Woo! I'm cancer-free. Mom, did they check your estrogen? No, honey, my doctor checked my estrogen. I'm fine. I did my blood work. I'm good. Within normal limits. Well, those limits, as you can see, I actually brought some stuff I can show you after. They're not really normal. And we should check your estrogen. No, I'm good. Back and forth, back and forth. Doesn't have it done. A couple of years ago, about 2 years. Yeah, cancer-free. Next thing you know, another estrogen-dominant cancer took over. This time she wasn't so lucky. She didn't win this fight. After the funeral, my friend looks at his wife and says, hey, we should take a look at your estrogen. She's like, yeah, I think you're right? Because this is what we're talking about. Checks a look at his wife's estrogen, off the chart high. Uh-oh, there's bad estrogen. She didn't put estrogen. Bad estrogen off the chart. Your body can't metabolize it. What's it going to do? It's going to attack your female organs, right? So, now what do most doctors do if your estrogen's off? Help me out. What? It's coming from everywhere. Someone speak up. Progesterone. We're going to give you other hormones. But what's the question they should be asking? Why? Thank you. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Teresa. Okay. Why are the hormones off? So my friend does a bunch of tests, finds out that her lead is literally off the chart. Mercury isn't real good either. Guess what those are? Endocrine hormonal disruptors. Her hormones are goofed up. Right? So let's go treat the hormones, right? That's treating the symptom. Right? So it's like having leg pain, you know, because the nerve is pinched and just rubbing the leg, you know, whatever that is. It's like treating cholesterol with lipidoz, Zolpidem. I'll get to that in a minute. Right? So, and you'll see why. So, can we fix her hormones if the things that are messing her hormones are there? Why don't we give her all the progesterone, give her all the right nutrition? Now, here's the thing. She looks like a fitness model. She eats perfect. I'm talking grass-fed this, you know, no bed number 40, wild-caught that, taking all the right vitamins that you have to be a physician to get. But you can't even order these stuff online. But is she healthy? She got foggy thinking. She's got digestive issues. Hormones are off. Is she toxic? Oh, yeah. No, she didn't grow up in Flint. Right? This isn't a Flint issue. That's the biggest mistake you're going to see in a minute. It's an issue, but it's everywhere. Okay? So he starts to detoxify these things. And it takes time. This isn't like, hey, I did that detox in 30 days and I'm good, right? It takes time to get the lead out. You've heard, hey, you get that saying, come on, hurry up, you got to get the lead out. There's a lot of truth to that. One, it's a heavier metal, so it takes longer to get out. Stored in the bones, it's in the brain. So he does, as their lead tests come down, comes back, checks her hormones, perfectly fine. Didn't give her any hormones. I'm going to show you a couple things that we did at the very end here, but it wasn't a hormonal issue. It's a toxic issue. Makes sense? Okay. If it makes sense, we can move forward. If it doesn't, I'm going to be here all night. So,
I'm just curious. How do you get it?
It's what we do. I mean, it's not routine. So there's people out there that do that. I'm not here to talk about. I mean, we can talk about it after if you want. For sure, but right, there's a specific test. Like, give you a prime example of what they're doing in Plant right now. They're saying, oh yeah, hey, these kids are coming in. They had lead. Oh, they had lead. You know, they had lead. And they check them again. Their lead's gone. Not just in their bones. It's just stored. It's down in their bones. Okay, so it's there. I mean, what's coming in America? Because you're going to see a couple other slides. But it's not the problem. So here's the thing. What did I say about getting stuff passed down? Right? I said lead gets passed down in utero, mercury too. So mom passes that stuff down. So here's mom's test, free detox, right? Here's her son's test. Next slide.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Lead, hey, holy cow. There's mercury. There's nickel, right? So it's there. So go back to mom. Hit the arrow this way. Right? Lead's off the chart. Poor kid had no chance. Right? So this kid's actually growing, doing a lot of stuff, doing a lot of athletics, having all this pain, and they're going seeing all the right specialists. Can't get over where the pain's coming from. Then it goes, kind of like, remember, I should have had a V8. He does one of those. It's not, don't have a V8. It's not good. But you know what I'm saying. And gets the test done. Growing. Oh, those are growing pains. That's why your legs hurt. Those are growing pains. Really? Okay. Yeah, because your body's releasing lead, because as that bone is doing its osteoclast is starting to come up and growing, it's releasing lead, so you have pain. Oh my gosh, right? Big problems. Next one. Thank you. Lead in cosmetics, ladies. Do you know about this? Lipsticks contain lead. 20 out of 30. ABC News, GMA story. It's out there, right? I'm going to change it. That's the thing. You can make changes. We're going to talk a little bit about that. But this detox is not about eating fruits and veggies and doing some juicing. Because if you've got it, it's still there. It's got to come out. There's specific ways to get it out. Yeah.
Rose, can you get Mary to go down and get Corinne? She's stuck downstairs. Can't ride the elevator up by herself. Just signal Mary to come over.
I don't know who you live with. Is there anybody
She might have her phone.
One of the things I left out of this presentation.
I sent her a text, and I don't think she has her phone on her.
And it's way bigger than people. I mean, when I talk about the three things, I mentioned it, but I'm not going to go into it. But we're seeing a lot of issues with people with that.
Screen froze.
There could be something there. Don't know what it is, right? Don't know.
Somebody's stuck in the stairs.
Yeah. Okay. Next. Okay, so it was going beyond Flint, right? So I'm looking down here for a second. 18 cities in Pennsylvania, including Pittsburgh, get higher lead exposure than Flint. Did you guys hear about that one?
Yep.
No, yeah, because we've been bombarded with Flint. It's all somebody, we're blaming somebody. You know what it is? It's the fluoride in the water, which pulls the lead right out of the pipes.
Yep.
It's everywhere. By the way, the mom's test, she's from Pittsburgh area or Pennsylvania, right? California. It's all over the country, folks. And guess what? Your Brita isn't doing it. Oh my! How about the water thing at my refrigerator? That's purified, right? No, it's not. It's just taking the smell of the chlorine out. It's not even taking anything out. Okay? So this is the issue. We're going to keep pounding this in, and we're going to get sicker and sicker as a country. So this is my why. I asked you why you're here, and I'm gonna try to. Part of my family, not all of my family, my wife and kids are up there, wife right here, my son, my daughter, nieces, and sister-in-law, my mom. A lot of this information out there, when I sit down with a client or a patient now, whether they're in Texas or Arizona or Florida or wherever they're at, when they're on the phone or like this, like a meeting, and trying to find out what's going on, we have to go through a specific process. And the reason I am here tonight is that's my mom. It's one of the better pictures I have of her, because the slides I'm going to be covering later are talking about this pandemic also. She is suffering with dementia and Alzheimer's. She's not the same lady she was 5 years ago. Now we can't even hold a conversation. And this is why I'm sharing this information with you, because if you don't have this information, you're lost. Right? And there could have been a chance if I had this information earlier for her, I wouldn't be babysitting her on Friday morning because my wife can't handle it by herself while my dad goes and does some things. So this is why I'm here. You know, you're having issues, your blood work's normal, but you don't feel well. Right? These are your whys. And if some of you are just here for an hour, you're going to learn something anyway. It's going to change your life, like I said. So let's move on before I don't lose it. Go back. So the mercury generation, right? Your parents were exposed to it. You were exposed to it. I was exposed to it. Anybody play mercury in the sink or in science class? Right? I did. Right? Oh, look at it moving around. Right? Woo, that's cool. Woo-hoo. Right? And how about this? Anybody used to wear contacts? Early 90s, 80s? Guess what was in there? Mercury. Right? The aerosol. Why is it in? We can talk about vaccines. It's heavy in vaccines. Okay, that's why there's a shot up there. So, let's go to the next one. So this is great. Let's talk about dental. Silver fillings, they call them, right? Warning. Right? It's got a skull and crossbones on it. This 50% of a silver filling is mercury.
Great.
Now, if it's in your mouth, again, time-wise and what I can do today, you don't want to just go take it out willy-nilly, because I know I have friends that have 2 fillings came out and they went into what's called mad hatters. You ever heard that saying, mad as a hatter? Where did that saying come from? Those felt hats had mercury in them. Okay, but so it's got a skull and crossbones before it goes in your mouth. But if you're at the American Dental Association, what's in your mouth? That's totally safe. But when it comes out, next slide. Next slide. We're going to come back to that. Next slide. Here it is. Night strap dental amalgam was this head is this waist. It has to, there's all these guidelines of it. But when it's in your mouth, it's totally okay. Like, go forward. We'll come back for another one in a second. No, shoot. Forward.
Okay.
Just go backwards. Okay. Keep going back to where we were. Yep, keep going. Okay. Dental amalgam consists of 50%. Main source, vapor that comes off there. When you're talking metallic, possible, right? What is it? Substantially overloaded human bodies. This is right out of, again, our little thing covers it up, but studies disregarding basic principles of mercury. Let's go back to where we were going. No, keep going forward. I mean, sorry. More amalgam fillings. Oh, that's the one. Okay. More in your mouth. The more you have in your organs, your brain, your kidneys, your heart, your liver. What do those guys do? Are they important? We need them? Yeah. Okay. So this is a pretty big deal. Now, again, I'm very serious. You see those things? Don't try this at home on TV. Don't run out and go, hey, I'm going to go get my fillings out. Oh, Doc, I already had my fillings out. Yeah, you still got it. Is the best guy in the world or gal that does it, you're getting it. You're swallowing it. It's there. It's stored in your tissues. I can guarantee you that. 95% of you in this room right now have mercury lead in you. And I'm not a betting man, but how close are we to the casino? No, but we go out to the casino, we can scan you real quick, do the right tests, like those mom's test and the son's test. I'd be a big winner, man. I put it all on there because 95% of the time I'm going to win. Okay? Again, don't insult my intelligence. It's totally safe. So if you have a dentist, I'm going there. If you have a dentist that still does silver fillings, find a new dentist. Because when you're in there and they're drilling, you're breathing it in. You'll see what I'm saying. The dentist goes, well, that's safe. Say, so which? There's 2 things you are. Which is it? What do you mean? Are you a liar or are you ignorant? Which is it? Right? Now the dentist, they have to be careful because the ADA might come down on them, right? And my dentist was like, we have better materials, he says it or something. Yeah, I don't know, he's got something on there. He says, we have better materials. He won't say, and then we close the door, we start talking. It's like, oh my God, So, but I mean, it's absolutely funny. Go to the next one, because this is where, you can Google this one called the smoking tooth, write that down. You're going to see the vapor come off this too. And you're going to go, what in the world? I mean, it's there. So smoking tooth, right? Mercury's banned in pretty much every country but America. Banned. Why? Right? I think it was Germany. And again, everything I'm telling you is factual. I'm not really sure about this, but I'm pretty sure about this because the source was right. They sent all the people gum that had silver fillings. They said, chew this gum for 15, 20 minutes, put it as a Ziploc bag, send it back to us. They did. Every single piece of gum had mercury in it. Again, watch a smoking tooth, it'll make sense. Right? They're like, oh man, we got to get this stuff out. So, do you have these symptoms? I want you to read these guys out. Depression, fatigue, anxiety. Anybody got any of these on here? Raise your hands. Any of them are? You don't have to raise. Dentistaric risk, okay? Briefly, I was doing a version of what I'm kind of doing today, much shorter, and I had a gal in my office, and she was there. She was 21. Her boyfriend's uncle's like 50 years old, right? He's having all these issues. He's 50, right? Higher levels of mercury, suicide, divorce rate, number of fillings. Dentists are significantly more memory deficit, anxiety, moodiness, insomnia, depression, chronic fatigue, hand tremor, nervousness. Right? The threshold limit for the World Health Organization to provide protection of neurophysiological symptoms. Symptoms of intoxication, of dentists, etc. There's a quote down from the bottom. Crazy stuff. Mercury, right? Anybody heard of cadmium?
Mm-hmm.
Heavy metal. Right? It's in cement dust, baked good, a lot of different things, paint products. Had a lady in the office. I said, I was talking about this, and I said, cadmium. I said, nobody checked people for cadmium. I can check for it. She goes, what do you do? She goes, I'm a union bricklayer for the city. I go, oh man, it causes high blood pressure. I mean, it's bad for you. She goes, actually, I have special insurance because I'm at such risk because I'm touching mortar all day long for death. I'm like, whoa, cadmium's pretty bad too. So dementia is striking people in their 40s. Mercury from vaccines causes slow degenerative brain damage. This is an article. This girl is actually suffering from Alzheimer's type effects already. So when for time purposes, I'll cover this quickly. Mom passes the lead down. You saw mom to son. Mom passes that mercury down. So more mercury, and it's not just mom; it's mom's mom, right? Across the board. So these kids, they have a fighting chance if we're doing the right things for them. Let's go there. How about a flu shot? Maybe a flu shot here?
Hell no.
Okay. So, the hospital says I have to have one, right? You guys, I'm a little bit of an advocate for my patients on that, but you guys got to do your own thing. I mean, Hugh Fudenberg, he's an MD, world's leading immunologist and 13th most quoted biologist of our time. 150 papers, peer reviewed. Individual has 5 consecutive flu shots between 1970 and 1980. Their chance of developing Alzheimer's disease is 10 times greater. 10 times.
I actually sent this to our administration, this data, and a whole sheet of already the year they tried to mandate it here for us. They still didn't change the policy. Their hands are tied, but I sent them that.
Right, there you go. And he said, why? Gradual mercury and aluminum buildup in the brain. Gee whiz. What are you going to do? How can you get it out? Drink more fruits, eat more stuff, veggies, right? No, we're going to get there. Fastest growing disease, dementia, Alzheimer's. Number one concern over people in their 40s, 60s, but now occurring in their 40s for people. Right? Anybody ever walk into a room and forget something?
Mm-hmm.
That's not the issue. That's how your brain works. That's okay. There's research that shows that when you actually go from one through a doorway, what did I come in here for? That's totally normal. I mean, we have 30 million globally, 5.4 million, 100 million worldwide. Third cause of death, you're going to see that. First sign is short-term memory loss. I'm not talking walking into the thing there. I actually have now another family member. My father-in-law is going through some memory stuff right now, so I got to come in on both sides. So, and we're trying to do everything we can there. So it's cool. So here's the problem for the new generation. Anybody, glyphosate. And we're going to round up. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Well, now, again, I could quote Dr. Zach Bush. I didn't have time to put his slide in there. He said, he showed all the countries that they started using, states, they started using Roundup in. When they started using it, right, in their crops. And then he took another slide over here where all the cancer rates were. And then he put them on top of each other. And they were almost identical.
Mm.
Right? So guess what, folks? This is there. It's everywhere. But I eat organic. You'll see what's coming. So I'll go back to that. Dementia from so that's from senile dementia. So this, as that comes up, people are just getting wiped out.
I saw something similar about the glyphosate, about autism.
Oh, shoot. Next. Yeah, it's coming. So where is it? Our kids. Right? We're going to have fast food for lunch today. Don't raise your hand. Okay. Desiccated Roundup from the wheat, soy, GMO soy, genetically modified soy, cows fed GMO corn and soy, right? Potatoes with herbicides, canola oil. There's a great one. High fructose corn syrup, right? Pops. I say you never ever put that in your mouth again. The reality is, some of us are going to have that once in a while. Okay, and I'm not saying, hey, you got to be perfect. When I work with a patient. And we're working for type 2 diabetes, thyroid, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, detox. We all start pretty much with detox anyways. Whatever, unresolved health issues. I say, listen, you can't be perfect 365 days out of the year. But you can do a lot better. There's better choices out there. Okay. And again, planning it. You gotta plan it. Okay? How about our kids? Protein isolate, soy lecithin, loaded with glyphosate, right in there. Oh, I took Ensure, I took that one out. Ooh. Boost. Ooh. Read the ingredients, man. Oh, I thought that was good. I went over to my in-laws' house. I'm like, what? It's in the garbage. I I just go in there. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Listen to me. I'm saying. So this is what happens when you have toxins, right? You guys have not you guys, but people have high blood pressure, digestive, weight loss resistance. I can't lose weight, or I'm gaining weight, dizziness, inability to handle stress, fatigue, brain fog, headaches, hormone dysregulation, trouble sleeping, depression, mood changes, temperature, muscle and joint pain. So how come somebody is feeling good and somebody else isn't? Everybody's toxic bucket's a little different. This might be bigger. You might have a 5-gallon Home Depot, and the other person might have just a 1-gallon bucket, if you will, right? But once that gets over there and spills out, that's when it all happens. I mentioned my friend that had the 2 fillings out, best shape of his life, biking, eating perfect, doing everything right. A lot of stress, but in great shape, eating right. Went and had 2 fillings out, lost it all. Took him years to get it back. Okay. Now it's a lot quicker. We're doing a lot quicker. To do this stuff, guys, it's been a long road to come up with this. So a couple tests that we do, I'll just touch on this. This meta-oxy test, if it costs $1,000, it would be worth every penny. Why? Because it tells you why you're not feeling well. It tells you what's going on in your body. Okay. So I was going to draw this, and obviously I destroyed that thing there. So I'll just point and talk and see what we can do here. So it says estrogen, thyroid, testosterone, cortisol, insulin. This is your cell. We're going to talk about cellular detox. People want to know why am I not losing weight, right? Go back to my friend's wife, right? Hormones were off, organs were off, toxins were off, right? Hormones, organs, and toxins. HOT. She just wasn't hot, right? So now, again, she looked good. Don't get me wrong. But she wasn't working at her body's potential, right? Well, this is why. So what happens is these cell walls get inflammation. This is the thing you have to get tonight. If you don't get anything else, inflammation is the cause. I don't mean like, oh man, my knees are inflamed or I got this joint issue. I'm talking cellular inflammation. Okay? And when you have cellular inflammation, none of the good stuff's getting in, none of the bad stuff's getting out. And so when this cell wall becomes almost kind of like a moat, right? Nothing's getting in. So if we were outside and it wasn't raining, we were in the middle of the woods, we're all cold, what would we do? Build a fire, right? But if the heat went off in this building when we were trapped in here, would we build a fire inside this room? No, right? It'd get us warm real quick, but then we're in trouble real fast, right? Why? Because we got to get that smoke out, right? It's got to have someplace to go. So what happens is inside this cell, none of this stuff is getting in there. So you could take all the right hormones, right? I didn't know if somebody said they're on hormone, but prime example, okay? Thyroid. Estrogen, thyroid, the second one on the list. Thyroid hormone, right? Doc, I don't feel well. Oh, your blood work looks good. Okay. Next person. Well, hey, the medication I got, your blood work's fine. Yeah, but I still don't feel well. Why? They're giving you T4. It's not usable. It has to be converted to T3. Where does it get converted? Liver in the cell, right? You guys know where I'm going. The liver, the gut, the kidneys, all made up of those cells. So, as a doctor ever, you check your thyroid quote issue because is it a liver? Is it a conversion? That's what I tell my patients. I said, look at you're not hypothyroid. It's a conversion problem. Oh, your thyroid isn't making enough. 80% of the thyroid hormone is not usable until it gets converted. Jane's Medical Physiology. Page, no, I don't remember that one. But I do know the lipid metabolism one. Liver, how about that one? I said I'm going to go there later, right? Liver. Cholesterol. You don't, okay, so let's go this way, right? Hey, I got high cholesterol. What's the doctor do? Cholesterol medication, right? So you're watching TV. If you're on lipids, cholesterol, whatever. Be sure to have the doctor check your liver enzymes, right? Whoa, Mr. Announcer man on TV. Why would you have to check my liver enzymes? Medication good for me or bad for me? Right? So your liver has to do with cholesterol. Not a lot. There's lots of a lot of things, but how much cholesterol do you think your liver makes percentage-wise? Take a guess. Percentage-wise. 5%, 100%? Right. 20. 30. Don't look at her.
I have
No idea. What do you think? We got low, a lot? What?
Sure.
60. Do I have 61? Like Price is Right? Okay. 80% of your body's cholesterol is produced by your liver. It's called endogenous. It's a manufacturing plant. It's making cholesterol. Oh. Sure, the doctor check your liver enzymes, right? It also is the first organ for blood sugar regulation. Huh? I thought that was my pancreas and insulin and blood sugar and stuff. What? When you eat something, your liver's going to do its job. It stores up the glycogen and all this other stuff, and it tells the body, hey, this is how much insulin we need. Hey, doc, I've been on cholesterol medication for 10 years. Now I'm a type 2 diabetic. Any coincidence? You should have the doctor check your liver enzymes. What do you think? Oh, man. So when we get these cells right, the body gets right. What happened to mom? Her lab, right? So we talked about genetics on there. There's a thing called epigenetics. You guys can look this one up. About 2 mice, toxins, and Nova, I think, did it. And they exposed this one mouse to toxins. And what happened? Blew up. Their fur changed, and all this stuff happened. And next thing you know, they could work this mice out. They could put it on a treadmill. They could make it do everything. They could feed it all the right foods and exercise it. More or less start it. Wouldn't lose weight. Then they finally pulled it. Then that would reproduce mice with the same type of problems. Right? And then they say, okay, what happens when we get these toxins out of this model? So they did, and all of a sudden, went back to right where it's supposed to be. Right? So we're doing this on a cellular level. So when I talk in a detox, we're going to talk about real cellular detox. Okay? So when you get inside the cell, that makes those changes. This is why people will get off of the medications. Again, I don't put people on medications. I don't take them off. But when things start to regulate, you don't need them anymore, right? So, and if those toxins aren't there, I want to make something else written down. Oh, yeah, I knew I wanted to say that, right? So T4, T3 gets converted. Selenium, your body needs that for that to happen. Yeah, does your doctor ever check you for selenium? No. Your doctor, how about that? Does your doctor ever even ask you what you even eat or drink? Like, is there no correlation here? There should be, because there is, right? But guess what messes up selenium? heavy metals. You take all the selenium until the cows come home. You got mercury, lead, or whatever. Guess what? It's not going to work. Okay. So again, when I was looking at my slides, I would have got that right. So you got to consider that. Are they checking them for toxins? No. And if they are, like they did in Flint, they're not doing the right tests. Okay. What is real detox? Okay. What's safe? 98% of heavy metal detox is not safe. Chlorella is not a true binder, right? You're going to go home, detox, right? Herbal heavy metal detox products, homeopathic products, all these things on here, folks, they don't do it. What about EPTA, right? I'm going to get IV chelation. Well, mercury has a half-life, and if you're not handling that half-life, it's getting redistributed in your body. So when I say, pardon me, 50%, I must be the next slide. 50% aren't, no, I don't know that. They're not, not effective. It's behind here. The 50% aren't safe. I'm like, who's okay? I'm set. It's there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mary said it's there. It's there. So they're not safe. So again, you've got to do these things. This isn't something that don't try this at home because it can be dangerous. Same thing with that things taken out. Okay, there's 3 components and 3 phases to cellular detox. What did mom do that got her better? Right, she got rid of the lead. She removed the source, regenerated the cell membrane. Okay, that's what we do. Restore the cell energy. All that ATP and everything inside that cell needs to be working right. Okay. Cellular inflammation and reestablish methylation. Right? All these things actually have to happen. But there's actually, to detox, you actually have to go through different phases. Okay, there's a prep phase, body phase. What we do is a brain phase. This takes time. So if you don't open and support the detox pathways, right, you got the liver, the gut, and then all that stuff ends up where we want it to end up, right? Let them deal with it there. So lymph, kidneys, liver, gut have to be ready to handle this. So I said, don't go jumping on some bandwagon because you're not ready, okay? You got to have the true binders that actually going to grab that stuff and get it out of the body. And there's a couple different things we use for that, okay? And then the body's going to be prepped. The prep is to get the cells ready, downstream pathways, okay? So we got pointer, right? You got your cell. The cell goes in the lymph and the kidneys. And then as we come into the brain, we get into the liver and the gut and so forth. So again, we got to get everything ready. It's very, very, used to be really, really time consuming and tens of thousands of dollars to do this. And now it's not even, it's amazing how we can do this now. And we go to the body phase. We're getting the body ready. So we said that lead is stored, that mercury is stored in certain areas, right? We got to handle that with going deeper in the tissues, mobilize these metals, okay? And once we're prepped, once our body's right, we go to the next phase, which is the brain phase. Okay? I say that's when the magic happens because in the brain phase, people go, wow, I'm really noticing something. That foggy thinking, all these things I had going on, it just, my life has changed, okay? And then depending on that test, Tracy asked me who doesn't do those tests that would be showing up there. We can do those and we test them. You don't test monthly, okay? It's just too much. And we just go back and say, where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at? And then you can just do a little bit more, do a little bit more, do a little bit more. You're looking about 12 months, maybe 24 months to really get down to this stuff, okay? Now, one of the things that we talk about and what I do is on your flyer was how, healthy weight loss does that. Right? So how do I do that in my office? Because that's kind of like the buzzwords. It's January, right? Well, our one of the things that we do is we have a quick start program, which is there's no exercise involved, eat fruit, proteins, and vegetables, and we're getting you hot. We're doing some low-level detox fatigue. We're going to support certain organs, right? And we're going to help start helping out those hormones. Again, if we're supporting the liver, we're supporting the hormones. Okay, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to actually put together a specific food plan per person on that. It's stuff that I've been doing for 20 years. I've been a doctor for over 20 years already. And so it's hard. This is how we do it. It all depends on where you're at. Some people like the quick start. They want to lose 20 pounds-ish in 40 days. They want to do some things, or they're like, no, I want to do that. It all depends on where people are. Because here's the thing. This isn't. I was talking to the other gal. She's like, well, like I said, selenium. It's not like that's the answer. Or it's not about eating more fat or eating less carbs or whatever that is. It's a multi-therapeutic approach. Everything I do to get people well is different for every single person, right? So it's not like, oh, hey, dude, all you guys got to do is go get one of the things that's on the board. Chlorella, yeah, you'll detox. No, actually what it does, it's like a street sweeper, right? You ever see a street sweeper? Right? They're going down the street and you're like, are they getting anything? Because all that dust is coming up, is going everywhere. That's what's most detoxes, like chlorella and these other ones. What's happening is, whoo, there it goes somewhere else in the body. Now that's in the brain, right? How come I can't get rid of this certain area? Your body's probably saying, because it's full of metals. We don't want to get rid of that fat because if we do, it's going to go to your brain. If it goes to your brain, we're in trouble, right? So, the brain phase, I kind of already covered this. The magic happens here. You don't remove the, go back to that real quick. You got to get past this blood-brain barrier. The pituitary hypothalamus, sleeping, insomnia, anxiety, depression, all the bad habit, right? All that stuff. Oh, you just need some more Zoloft or whatever it is, okay? Again, there's times that people need that stuff, folks. I get it. But it's not that your body's deficient in it. There's something wrong. Right? There's a warning sign or symptom. You get in your car tonight, you drive home, and you're, check engine, I don't like that. Check oil, I don't like that either. I got places to go. You break down on the side of the road, whose fault is it? Right? Yours. Because you ignored the warning signs or symptoms. We're talking high cholesterol, blood pressure, blood sugar, thyroid, whatever, neuropathy, all these things. Those are warning signs that something's not working right. Weight gain. Right? So we're really, talk about weight gain. What's the cause of weight gain? The cause of weight gain is one thing, but it isn't one thing. I'm just going to write it down, but I'll just tell you what it is. I already told you what it is. Anybody know? Toxins? That's one. One of it. What else? Inflammation? Metabolism change? But why does the metabolism change? I mean, it's... Right, so think about it. Hormones? Organs? Toxins, hot, right? We add those three together, it's a metabolic function, right? A cause of weight gain is metabolism. Why did my metabolism change? Maybe your bucket's overflowing now, right? So when people say, how do you get the results that you do? That's how we do it. We get them hot. They're not physically hot because it is a little warm in here, but that means their body's burning fat. Right? Your body either burns fat or burns sugar for energy. Right? You get, most of you guys are professionals. I remember like the Krebs cycle. Yeah, Krebs. Right? So, right, or you burn fat or burn sugar. How about this? Hey, man, you got to exercise for 45 minutes. The first 20 minutes, you're only burning sugar. After that, you're burning fat. You guys heard that one? Wrong. Heard Mythbusters, that show, right? That's wrong. Right? Because that's a meta, right? So you got to switch right here behind your left ear. You just get to switch. Hey, man, I just exercised for 45 minutes. I'm burning fat, right? No. How about take the magic pill from Dr. Oz or whoever, right? Woo, do that. We'll burn some fat. Eat this, don't eat that. Cut this out, don't eat that, right? Count your points. There's a great one. Your point system. I promise you Oprah's not burning fat. Okay? I know what Oprah can eat, and I know you can't eat that physiologically burn fat because Guyton's medical physiology textbook, which you guys probably all studied like I did, doesn't happen. So we got to get people to burning fat. When we do that, when you get hot, that metabolic process, right? We have H plus O plus T equals M, doesn't mean hot mess, okay? It means metabolic. Metabolic functions, your liver making 80% of your body's cholesterol, your body detoxifying itself, your body balancing its blood sugar, blood pressure, all that stuff. These are metabolic functions. Burning sugar, burning fat. We can kind of biohack that and get you burning fat pretty quick. That's why we get the result of it. Type 2 diabetics are off of insulin in 9 days or less usually. Whoa, they don't lose a lot of weight, but we just made a metabolic shift for them. So all that comes in. It depends on how toxic somebody is. That isn't for everybody, but it's for a lot. Okay, because if somebody's super toxic, it is going to take some time to get them untoxic. But is your health worth it? Right? So I kind of asked you guys why you were here and you participated. I looked at your questionnaires. Somebody's even got a higher score on the back. She doesn't want to share it, so but you got to understand that if you can't fix the cell, you're not going to get well. That inflammation's there. You know, it just can't be done. I mean, that's why you're not feeling well. Why the patients I consult with from wherever they come into my office or do it on the phone, and it was like, I've tried everything. Right? So that's the whole point to it. So what is your purpose? I said you have a decision to make tonight to make a change on that. Okay? And if you want to know more information about that, I'll be available after. We can talk a little bit on that, and you know, because everybody's individual here. So like I get that question all the time. Hey, what about this? There really is no one-word answers. Right? I mean, it's just like, hey, doc, I've noticed I'm having this problem. You think if I took this, that would work? I'm like, well, that's part of it, but right. So my background is in functional endocrinology, functional neurology, and it's like, man, if you don't give the body what it needs, we're not going to get you well. One guy was coming to see me about something. I'm like, how much water do you drink? And what kind? He's like, his wife gives him one of those, he goes, I drink Diet Mountain Dew and Coke. What? How much water? Well, they're made with water. I go, man, if a fish can't swim in a water, okay, it don't count. And if it's coming out of those pipes like I showed you anyways, it don't count. Don't use a biggie on the way out. But, so what is your purpose? What is your why? You know mine now. And my goal is to impact your life. You may know somebody. You may not have somebody in your life like my mom, or you know somebody that does. Maybe it's not that severe. Maybe it is. Maybe you just don't know it yet because you don't know. It's like I always ask, which airplane do you want to get on? The one that the pilot went through every single checklist to make sure the landing gear is working and everything's just where it's supposed to be? Or the guy goes, yeah, we just flew in from Florida. It's all good. Let's go. That should be all right. I won't get on that plane. I want to know, right? It's time to kind of pull our heads out of the sand and know. Okay, so we can do that. So this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, because if we could have changed some things here, my kids would still have an interaction with their grandma. They still do, but it's not the type of interactions they had just when they were younger and babies. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate your time, your listening, and filling stuff out.